We're gonna watch this cutscene. Yes, we're gonna watch this cutscene all over again. We've watched it last time with Paul and Rainer, but I think it's kind of fair to just watch it one more time. I quite like it. Yes, people in chat watching, you are able to ask questions. Feel free to, and we're gonna do our absolute best to answer them.
I can see everything. I see you. You behind your computer. I remember this specific moment where we shot this in London. We basically, you can imagine that the entire scene here is not represented with actual real life props, right? Because you cannot have everything for every situation. So it's basically
You need anything?
built boxes and
coffee,
stuff like that.
magazine?
However,
So, what was used as pickaxes,
You
Joe?
diva.
well, pickaxes were actually just like sticks. But the funny thing is, we didn't have cabinets. So for the cabinets, we had a very weird contraption, which involves a human being.
What?
So-
Okay. So you
Yeah.
opened a human being as if you would open a
Well,
cabinet.
You look nervous.
Not really, but it was actually a few
That
boom mic
amuses you?
stands, I think,
No.
with a
Seeing you.
mesh or like a sort of how do you say that?
Mesh.
A mesh attached to it. So if we
Hey.
grabbed the mesh,
That
and
scar on
opened
Sarah's
it,
Stomach. Is that the one Dad
there
gave her?
was like, you know, that
Why?
was the contraption that we made to use as a
Knock, knock.
as a locker.
There's a locker.
However, there were a few moments also later down the game, but I'm not going to spoil those, where there is heavy beating against surfaces. So we repurposed the locker thingamajig,
Ooh.
and there was actually a human standing in for the props that are inside the lockers as well. And that's Annabelle. Yes, she was amazing. She was an amazing closet, I can tell you.
That sounds so weird
see
out
the
of
head into the
concept,
bucket now?
out of context. To be fair,
I'm not quite sure how we did it with the
How's everyone
credits.
feeling?
I think
Good.
we paid
Is that like
special
a baby?
attention to
Of course
credits.
you did.
I think it is in the.
didn't?
Is it in the
Yeah.
credits?
Sure.
Yeah, it's.
I think it is in the credits,
How
right?
about you two?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she is.
fine.
I think she's credited under Annabelle. I can play a Shelby unit.
We have a question. What's
Yes,
the
exactly.
piece in the game that you wish you spent more time working on or expanding on? Yeah, that's a good question. If I am allowed, can I?
Sure, ladies first.
Okay, cool. Cute. Such a gentleman. For us, it's because we are always learning, right? This is just game dev. You just worked on something for 6 months. You've learned a lot, and then you say like, well, but now we're adding something really cool that we've just learned. But and you kind of have to scale everything along. So game dev is also definitely, while you're working towards an end goal,
we
it's
go.
also
No turning back.
tracking back to certain parts. So for me, once we had all the characters finalized,
Hey, you know what I still think about?
when I got the
What?
rig done and
How come we
set
get to
all
the
the
better
blend shapes
conditions than
in there.
people in the shantytown?
Blend shapes are
How
basically
is that
sort of
possible?
like morphs, you know,
Pure
to see little
probability.
details, nuances in the
Geographically
face.
and demographically. We were born
Once
in
we
the right
had
place at the right
that in
time.
place, I kind of wanted to
They weren't so
go
lucky.
back to a lot of cutscenes actually with facial data.
Wow, they really
For me,
don't
that
seem
was
to
one
want
of the
us to
things
go.
that I wanted to get
No.
right, because that's
Considering
basically
the amount of
what
time.
is that story through these
You okay?
cutscenes.
Yeah,
Um,
just a bit startled.
Most of it, at least. So that's what's for me the part that I
Insane.
would love to spend
They're not
even
helping
more
anyone by
time.
trying to
But
hurt us. Don't they
actually,
understand that
I
we're doing
think
this to
this is
save
for
them?
Jeremy as well.
Most people
yeah.
will be on the
Almost
NBC waiting
everything
list until
can
the day
be
that they die.
spent more time
You
on
saw the
because
WSA using
it's
so many
an
resources
iterative
to
process,
send 4
and
people to
sometimes
space.
you just have to say stop,
be
but
angry too.
it will never end.
They don't understand.
Art never stops.
When we
Definitely.
bring the arcs back,
I had the chance, to work
they
on
will.
almost every location in the game. And if it was
I mean,
me,
they
and if I
might.
had more time, I
I hope
will
they
be
do,
like,
but
yeah,
The
I will
prompts
try
are
to
something
improve
that might not
everything.
happen.
If I need to
Even
choose
for
a
people
level,
like
I
them.
will actually say the level that we hear right now. So
Hope
we are
springs eternal
on
in
the
the human
campus,
breast.
and campus is like definitely one of the most
So I choose to
heavy
do
level that we have in the
Kind of
game.
hope.
One of the most complex
The
to,
soul
to
uneasy
make run
and
everything
confined
because
from
well,
home,
it's like one of
dreams
the
of a life
biggest
to
in
come.
terms of distance. You can see that like right now we are in a
You
car,
and your
but
poetry.
well, you need
can
to
I say?
create those environment around the car. Even if right now when you play the game you are more focused, like, on the
Take a look at
conversation
this
inside the
view.
car. So yeah, I definitely would love to improve a little
Wow.
bit the environment
Never
right
ceases
now.
to amaze me.
Of course, wow, you have like the beautiful sunset. It's to
It's a shame
attract
we
the
couldn't build
attention of
her
the
properly.
player and see like the beautiful shape
What?
of Zephyr 3.
With all these shortages of
So
materials, it
I
really
would like
is
to
a
be
miracle
also,
this
more
thing's here at all.
intelligent in the way I do
You
the
could have
things.
mentioned this in all these lines of
I made,
preface
like
during
the,
economy
the
class.
base of Zephyr right
No, I
now and
didn't
also
want
the
to worry you.
thruster.
Except for
But
right before
technically,
taking
you
off.
are truly
Seemed only
around
fair to just leave it
Zephyr.
there.
Sure.
Spoiler alert. Just for the top of the spaceship, which means that the rest
I
you
believe
can only
Zephyr
see it
3 will
right
handle
now.
the mission just
And like in
fine.
5 minutes, you will never see those parts. And I spend a lot of time to do that. So I'm, a little bit disappointed that, okay, I made that during like 1 month. You only see it in like 5 minutes. But
Well,
that's
I'm doing the best I can to give it as much attention as possible to look at it for as long as we can. Yeah.
Look at my work!
No, but I think if I can add to that, for this particular scene, I would have loved to have a little bit more exposition on how dire the situation is on Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's just times into like capacity of how much a PC can handle.
True.
At some point, we had more people around, but we also have to think about the specs that people can play the game on.
Yeah, true.
And actual things that consoles can handle. So I think that took a cut right there, and I felt like I would have put a bit more in there. But that was not much of a time constraint, but more of like a conscious decision to think about like the game needs to still be able to run if you guys buy it. So yeah, that's.
You don't notice how high it really is until...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we kind of, for the people who just join us or do not know who KeokeN is, but the studio that we are working on, we are a really tiny team. We have like maybe the core team is like it's not even 30 people,
Yeah.
And we are also pretty new. For example, I had the chance to be the lead on this game. But in big studio AAA, you can become lead after 5 years of experience, and I do not have 5 years of experience yet. But I had to be. So we are new. It's a tiny team. It's a tiny budget, and also the production time was quite short. We have only like maybe production, not like pre-production, but the production was like 2.5 years. It's nothing. On
Yeah.
the more regular game, you have like 3 to 5 years. We have 2.5 years. And this is why, well, for example, let's be honest, there is like a tiny problem of lighting right now. You can show it,
Show it
What is
where?
that?
Where?
So yeah, we do not have like the, how can I say that?
I don't think
We
I
are
see
not
what you
triple
see,
A.
Jeremy.
Yeah, we are not AAA at all, but we try to do our best. Definitely, that's why there is no like, how can I say that, bullshit mechanic like buy our DLC, buy like our skin, or like stupid pre-order things. No, for me, this game is quite true. It's not the best game in the world, but we made our best. And
I
compared
think it's a very
we are
good game.
human.
Are you saying it's not the best game in the world?
I think it is the best game in the world.
Compared to Moon, the gap is huge.
It's
Yes, but
insane.
it's
It's very
huge.
true.
Giant leap, and sometimes
Very
you just like Kathy, you just need to take the leap forward.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
try, right? And like, it's funny if you play the game. It's so the identity of KeokeN is so all over this game. It's just because we want things to happen, we did it. So for example, I was talking about those benches. So let's track back a little bit to that. At some point I said to Guy, our producer, I said like, well, Guy, I do really honestly think that the characters would benefit a lot from blend shades. Which it does, because it kind of showed, and I showed my test case, and he was like, yeah, shit, let's do it. I can't say shit, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, go ahead.
Good. So he was like, shit, yeah, let's do it. And then I was like, a week later, I instantly regretted that, because doing that scaled up the production time of the characters by so much.
Opera team,
But
check.
we really
Go.
wanted to have you guys
Go.
to be able to, to get
Go.
the most or best experience out of it.
Go.
So we did
Cat,
what we
systems check.
could
Oxygen.
in the time that we were given. but we at least try to aim and shoot for the stars and beyond. And I
Oxygen
think
is go. Flight.
that shows and shines through in the entirety of the
Flight
game.
is go.
I think it does.
Navigation?
One of the
Yeah.
things that you absolutely nailed is
Navigation
to
is go.
feel like
Ground
make
launch
people feel
sequencer?
so absolutely stupid and helpless at the launch
Ground launch
sequences.
sequencer is go.
Like both in Delivers the Moon and in this one, like you think you're ready, but I
Fuel
was
is
just
go.
staring
Liquid
at this
oxygen.
panel the very first time I was doing this, and
Liquid
now
oxygen is
just
go.
like
Power.
I have no idea why I'm there.
Power is go.
so-
Launch sequence
I'm just like
functions.
I shall never be able like I should never be ever like sent to space because I have
Launch
no idea
sequence
what I'm
functions are
doing.
go.
I'm just like pressing
load
buttons
check.
here.
It's making you very
Good to go.
self-aware. I get that.
Ryan.
Yeah.
For sure, because like we're in control here, right? And then also Claire has some pretty high expectations of us at the same time too.
Thank you. Zeke.
Go.
That's
Sarah, start
really
fuel
nice
cell
of
thermal
you to
conditioning.
say. That's
Yes.
Conditioning is a
very,
go.
very heartwarming.
Strong back
Heartwarming.
trapped.
It's like comments like these that we've got over the past months that just keeps us going because you can understand that at the start of release we were kind of a nervous train wreck because you, like I said, you don't know where your game is going, and
Strong back successfully
getting
retracted.
this
Sarah,
much
bent off lines.
positive feedback.
Yes, it's good for us.
Really good for us. So from the bottom of my heart,
Lines are vented.
thank you so
Starting
much.
automatic
Yeah,
ground
I wanted
launch
to.
sequencer.
And speaking of the DNA of,
Sequencer is a go.
the game that we are making, in the first game we also have, like this take-off situation, and we wanted to improve that. So you have like more kill button, but also like, oh my god, what I need to do? I need to press that. Oh, okay, that's good. I need to press that. You are the actor, of that moment. I think in a lot of video games, you just like, oh, okay, I take the spaceship. I'm in space. It's okay. No. Here you are part of the adventure. That's why we really wanted you to actually press all those tiny buttons and try to understand what is going on right now.
It's all about immersion, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Auxiliary
this
power
is for sure
units
full
are go.
immersion, but I have no idea like what they're talking about. I mean, some of it I do understand, but like I feel like if I was in the moment of it, I would be completely lost. I would be like, panic mode.
You've been working on it. I actually failed this mission.
You
Even
have.
though I worked on the game.
You can fail that?
You can fail this, yeah. If you're not into. Oh wait, no. This is. I think. Yeah, can you fail it? I think it's.
I don't
layered
know.
up.
Spoiler?
I don't think
No,
you can
no.
fail this one. I think with this one,
Cap retracted.
Claire will just yell at you.
Visors down.
She
Yeah,
will
exactly.
be like, cat.
Nice. I like the
Cat, are you okay? she'll be there.
What I love about this is so much as well, because this moment in this game here is basically a love letter to Moon as well, because if people can remember, this is somewhat similar to the things that you've done in Moon.
Yeah.
It feels really similar. Oh, you're gonna eat.
Oh yeah. Well,
Pizza
we start late, and I'm hungry, so
This is like
everybody cheers.
enjoy watching the game, enjoy your pizza. While you have the pizza, I'm gonna read something, a comment from chat. RetroGTV says, "Hi devs, I love this game and this world you've built. I have a question. How did Isaac refuel the Ark on the moon? It's hinted in a log that it was refueled during the 5 years he was in cryo-freeze, but I'm interested to hear if you can expand on that."
Yes, I can. Raynor, are you here? You are the one who makes the story. We have an interesting question here.
Yeah, get a raider in. Why not?
Yeah, as you can tell, I'm lead animator, and he is lead 3D.
Environment
Exactly.
artist. Yes.
Yeah. I would very much love to answer that question.
But I kind of, So you are talking about Isaac?
Yes, and
Isaac?
how how he refueled the Ark while he was in cryo sleep.
Once we were in cryo sleep.
Because remember in Moon, Sarah took away helium-3 from him and locked it away from him. But
It's really difficult to understand to answer that question because I don't want to spoil you a lot. When you
True.
will play the game, you will understand that. Let's say that Isaac was not the only involved in that. So I understand that because of Moon, you have like the point of view of Isaac. But if you remember, there is like also other important character in Moon that maybe could help you to answer your question.
Another question. When building planet Mars, what reference did you use to actually achieve the aesthetic that you wanted? Or did you all visit Mars? LOL.
Well, we kind of visited Mars, right?
That's true. I mean, you've already answered it yourself. You went there.
Yeah.
You need to get the best possible reference ever, and just go there.
But we couldn't announce it because we were under NDA, because we couldn't let everybody know that we
Yeah,
were making
right.
Delivers Mars, so unfortunately it all had to go unnoticed, which is a bummer, but it is what it is.
Even more on it, then.
Retro G says, definitely felt this was a love letter to Deliver as the Moon, loved the references to the first game. Thank you, devs.
Nice.
Thank you, Drew.
To answer the question, you know, we joke about the fact that haha, we were there, but actually human creation were there, and they were able to take like really real picture of the environment. That's exactly how we do it. We take the reference from the picture of NASA. We also, you know, try to read a lot of document to understand how the atmosphere of Mars works, because unlike the Moon, Mars has an atmosphere. You know, which means that you have like that's the reason why you can see the sky, you have like a sunset, etc. And because of those information, I was able to give like a real color of Mars, you know. So that's how we made it, you know.
So basically, to give a more technical answer, we did a lot of research. So definitely, it's an involvement between 2D concept art and 3D as well. Plus, most of us are space maniacs, and also the timing, because we were working on Mars, and then we had a huge development in going to Mars, getting actual really good pictures of what life is like on Mars, at least live. How
Especially
it looks.
from the Perseverance, right? Because Perseverance rover went out there and sent us really high quality pictures.
Yeah, that was slap in the middle of production. So when we got that information, we just basically knew how to build Mars from that point. And then it's just the grunt work. No thinky, just doey.
No, thank you, just doing. Also, Andrei, hello, and a reminder to everyone that there is a giveaway going on for the mission patches. ! Giveaway will let you know everything that you need to do to enter. Jeremy, were you the one who modeled the Zephyr cockpit?
Well, I think yes, definitely. My God, Zephyr, one of the hardest area in the game, because you have like a lot of cutscene in it, you have a lot of gameplay in it, and like Jill was saying, during the moment when we filmed the motion capture, we didn't know the exact space, the exact position of the different elements, which push us to do a lot of tricks. Oh, okay, I'm gonna beep beep boop boop on the panel in front of me, but there is no panel in reality, so we need to maybe modify a little bit, the animation when someone is pushing the button. But like it's really funny because I said that earlier in maybe like game development for the how do you call that, the advertisement of the game. Imagine that you have the camera here and you have like the panel here and the character here. You don't know what the character does behind the panel. So that's why we play with a lot of things that you don't see, So yeah, cockpit was definitely one of the hardest part. Also because it's more like, okay, see, it's beep beep boop boop. You don't see his hand. You don't know what's going on. So does it really beep beep boop boop on the button?
ICQ?
It's kind of basically just like DJs. When DJs play their sets, they do a lot of movements with their hands, and I've always wondered, are they actually doing something out there?
You didn't like it?
I think he's on Skype.
Who's he Skyping with, Joe?
Oh, wow, old school, huh?
Maybe
the Russian.
Why? I think
You look excited.
no. I
You
think
never
it's
look excited.
Moonbear.
Cheeky.
Yeah, I think in the end
I was as frugal
Moonbear.
Julie says Ryan is definitely on Reddit or something. Subreddit philosophy.
But you maybe saw it a little bit earlier, but yeah, technically in the universe of Deliverance Mars, we are using a lot of resources. And the Earth is already dying. That's why you could see a lot of riots and people like actually launching a rock to the bus when we were like going to the rockets. It's really we are really making like a rough decision.
But now we are on Zephyr, far away from it all, and we don't really care. Or do we?
I guess.
Well, we do that to save the Earth, of course.
Can I hook in on the cutscene here?
Yeah.
Because I have more fun things to tell from the mocap session. So basically, as everybody probably already knows, we don't have 0 or near 0G on Earth, but we do have actors who need to act like they're in space. So how do we get there, right? That's a good question. That's a question that we also sort of had to figure out as we went along during the shooting. So we had, again, like bars connected to each other in sort of a square pattern, encircling or encasing the actors, and have points on those bars where they can hold on to. And then they had to act as if they were in 0G, which is funny because basically you can imagine them just standing there, but them artificially acting like they're and overshooting a little bit. Then
this is funny actually. So like pretend like you're in 0G, but you're not really.
Exactly. And then one of the other things is as well, because it records the data faithfully, but the actors are still standing, right? They cannot float. So then the data got sent to us. So us poor animators had to figure out where we have to put the feet. Luckily, 0G isn't as bad as other fixing of animation, because you can get away with a lot. But definitely that was one of the things that was the most fun to figure out how we want to do it. And that's how we did it.
And I also remember, I think we already posted it on Instagram, that we had the 0G chairs for the actual scenes, and then we had to make a cut, put on a whole new set on the mocap studio, and then have them standing there. But it all with not movie magic, but game dev magic comes together.
Game dev magic. Neil mentioned it on his
When the
streams.
next scene comes, I'll explain that a little bit in more detail because that's actually a really fun story as well, which we need to dive into.
What was the last minute details that you had in the game?
Yes.
Pretty much half of the game, you know.
Yeah,
like usual.
Yeah. Definitely. So up to the latter point of the game or of the production, I still tackled with blend shapes. I'm gonna stop talking about blend shapes at some point. But you know, art never stops, right?
No.
That's the same with blend shape, because I was like seeing the everything that we've made for the game, and even at some point we got some video footage from people here in the office playing it. It's like, oh well, this face could really benefit from another blend shape.
You heard that too, right?
So I did that, but then retroactively you also need to update the animations that you want the blend shapes to work for. So once I edited that little technical detail in the face, I had to go back to the facial animation. So I think one of the last minute details was actually trying to get everybody's face to look as good as possible. I guess that's the last thing I did.
Okay.
Even up to this point, I want to fix
Anything for you, Jeremy? Any model, any environment detail that you added last minute?
I was, working on like kind of fixing a lot of bugs. I think I had the chance, during the production of the game to being able to finish almost all the environment on time, which was, quite cool. But, I also take a lot of sacrifice, I know that, oh, wow, we have like still 6 months to do. I need to do that. So I try, to be efficient, fast. And I think we achieved, you know,
I could
quite
just
a
casually
good
mention
result
my
for the game.
stellar
Definitely.
extra
I'm really happy, for example, for this cockpit.
No,
Definitely is like one of the things that
it
take
was
me
94.
the most time. But yeah,
See, you're
like, you know,
so
tiny
much better with
details, like,
numbers.
okay, like
Bet
this
you wanted the
object is not
diagnostics.
really well placed. I'm gonna just, you know,
Fine.
lower it a
Just
little bit and
be
like that
very
it feels
careful.
more natural.
Still in orbit,
For,
so watch
for
out
my
for
part,
death.
it was like
Got it?
really
Get
tiny
back to the airlock,
tweaking
and I'll guide
environment.
you on
That's
comm.
it. I try actually to add something. I cannot talk about it because, of course, I didn't had it. But I really wanted to improve one environment. You know what I'm talking about? And
We worked on it together, man.
I was like, but I did that too quick. It was not. It's not gonna looking good.
I've
You know?
double checked it, Claire.
So
So it ended up not making it into the final game in the end?
yeah, exactly. Not enough time, you know. And I tried to do that, you know, way too quickly, and it was a way too late idea, and the work was so big. So.
Yeah, but the thing with that is we are smart though. I mean, nothing in the game that we wanted to get in the game is lost, right? Everything that we decided upon to do at the later stage of production, which is the smartest way to do this. So always, like, if you're gonna make a game, follow our lead. Is everything that you want to do in the later stage of the project needs to be an addition or like flavor. So what Jeremy is talking about, and I also cannot talk about because we're in the same boat here, is something that could potentially make it look more better, or it could add something, but it will never ever detract from the gameplay, right? So it can be there and it's nice to have it, but it doesn't necessarily need to exist. And that's why we decided to just let it go.
To not go with it. This is smart idea. Cyrek, hello there. Jeremy and the team have little hidden things in their back pocket, lol DLC. Even if we had little things hidden in the pocket, we would not be able to tell you about that yet. Even if we did. This part is fascinating to me. When I played it on my own stream for the very first time, I said that I wish I had this section where oxygen would never run out, like that it would never run low, so I could just like float there, look at the sky, all of the stars, at Earth, at the wonderful Zephyr model, because this is where you can examine it as closely as you can, and also in first person. So Jeremy, does it mean that you had to make it super perfect and flawless? Because people can get super close to it and examine like every little thing. See, especially in first person here.
I would love that people actually do that, because I put some really cool details. For example, the thing that is in front of you, like cut here for emergency rescue.
Yeah.
It's actually a true details that is on the really famous like Voyager, or God help me, the name of the different shuttle that NASA Discovery, exactly.
Discovery.
This thing are actually really existing, and if you know when the shuttle come back to Earth and there is an accident and the main door is like closed, they especially create this place with nothing behind to be able to save as quick as possible the astronauts stuck inside the shuttle. But yeah, I really try to add, you know, like really cool details, like the hole that you can see is where they can really release, you know, like the pressure gas to be able to rotate in the air. So it's true that right now the action is pretty in the back of Zephyr, you know, like you need to resolve the problem that you have on the reactor. But yeah, of course, for me, like the front was kind of important, like that you can really recognize this. How can I say that? This famous shape of the front of a shuttle. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that recognizable shape, because Zephyr is in another product as well.
Oh, it's true.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Someone's gonna looking for the. It's time for a little hats, people. It's placements product time.
Yeah, product placement, you mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's late, you know. I'm eating a pizza.
Yeah. No,
We're chilling here. It's all good.
We need to give people the prime quality.
Exactly.
Streaming.
That is true.
We cannot make any mistakes.
No, we cannot make any mistake. No, we can't.
Question, before you talk about where we can see Zephyr as well. This. Oh boy.
This is very slow. slow exposition.
I want to sing the Interstellar song, but it completely evaded my brain. How does it go?
Anyway,
It's too
this
late
is
now.
the box where you can actually have Moonbear in it. And as you can see, the box exactly looks like a Zephyr tree. So, for example, if you could go, let's see, can you go actually on the top of the
Top of the Zephyr. Okay, sounds good.
Don't run out of oxygen though.
exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Here. Ooh. I don't think
exactly,
I've
yeah.
actually like seen it at this angle. Give me a
Yeah, right?
second.
Oh, well, it
Ooh.
looks like if I try to go a little bit near the camera, you can see some similar shape here. So you have, like, for example, the different glass shape of the front.
Yeah, this is where the cockpit is.
You have also, maybe if I put my finger, you see like this tiny red shape.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
it's
you
right
can
there.
have it. Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And what
And
else?
the yellow, no. If you go back to where Deliver Us Mars is written, it has the yellow corners as well too.
Exactly. And I'm really glad that the artist who made the box actually, retake the shape I made. So it's a pretty cool surprise,
It's fantastic. To be fair, I really never looked at Zephyr from this far away. This is so cool.
Yeah, right. Because people think like, oh, we're just making a game, right? But they forget about everything else. The marketing. They need footage. They need these things for to be able to let people know, hey, the game is here.
I'll be careful.
Just more than just making a game.
It's time to talk about the fun fact of the Earth.
Fun fact of
Can
the
you look at
Earth.
the Earth?
Huh.
Look the Earth.
Look at the Earth. Okay, give me a moment. I'm
You
gonna.
can, resolve the problem here. Okay.
Yep, there we go.
What if I told you that?
Is it flat?
No! I just lied to.
Hey,
Oh my god.
remember that sunken
Yes.
space station in
Well,
Wait,
is there a god there?
Is it flat though?
Yeah, it's flat.
But
The Earth is flat.
it doesn't look like it's flat because of
Well,
the
of course.
little light and all of the shadows and
What do you mean?
But it's
a little bit
it's,
of a halo. No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's true that it's kind of a halo things. Yeah, but no, exactly. I think the moon actually is maybe like a sphere,
The
But
moon is
Earth-
the sphere, but the Earth is flat. Oh, this is crazy. Multi-Moo, you should put !win in chat and it should give you a chance to enter the giveaway, I think, because the giveaway is still running. So, should be there. This is how you should
Multi-Moo is
enter.
playing so hard.
Yes, yeah, you're
Nice.
welcome, you're welcome. I know, people want
Made
those mission patches. Jeremy, I have a question. Because this is now we're working on the faulty engine, right, that got hit by the debris. So we're trying to free it. Did you have to model two versions of it? The version that is damaged and the one that is not? Or
I had to modelize 3 versions of it.
3 versions of it?
Yes. Right now you have 2.
Right.
So you have 3 different thruster right now.
Yes.
2 who are fine and 1 with damage.
Yes.
So this is already 2 versions that you have because the two are fine are the same. And a little bit later you will have another sequence when you need to go outside one more time, and you will see that the damage are even worse than before. So yeah, I actually create 3 different versions for the thruster. Yeah.
Question time from me.
All right.
Did you make each model from scratch, or did you iterate upon it?
I will start from scratch each time. Smart, right? No. I had the holes where there was no holes before, but I of course take the huge part of my mesh. The good thing is I finished completely the first mesh, the clean one. I made the texture like that because the texture are already made. It's much easier for me to destroy the shape, to add the holes, but while trying to keep the texture correct, So yeah, it's all those tiny techniques will allow me to have 2 on time, even if it's 3 different meshes. Yeah. you have a question. Zeke, my man, Zeke, you ask all the question in the world.
You're so very enthusiastic, or they are very enthusiastic.
What is the question? Can you read it out
Yeah.
loud? Because I'm too busy cutting off the
No
debris
problem,
here.
no
Thank you.
Do you have pizza in your mouth? What was the hardest task as a dev that you experienced during the making of this game, other than short time frame? What's the hardest task as a dev? I think for me, I mean, this is a very, very personal question, right? Because for everybody, it's different. But for me, it was the managing part. This is my first time as a lead, and you know, I didn't really have like a lot of experience in that regard, but I knew about animation. So there's a
Well, that's helpful as an animator.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm done here, so I'm just gonna go in.
Yeah, no, that's it for me. You know, you have a short time frame, but being able to manage everything within that time frame and keep it scopable, that was hard. It's hard to stop caring at some point because you never stop caring and you always want to push forward, but at some point you have to let things go. And for me, that was the hardest part because we are gamers too, right? So if we play a game or make a game, we want to get the best out of it too, because we know how much we enjoy making games or playing games. And I have to be honest, I don't enjoy playing Mars right now because I've worked so long on it.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I love the game, but I just can't get myself to play it as of now. I have to let it simmer for a little bit longer. But yeah, that's basic gist of it. I kind of... what did I want to say? I kind of...
About the lead thing, you know.
Yeah.
We are lead because technically we are also all alone, you know, in our department. So you had, of course, you had Daphne with you, but you are the one who kind of create.
First, we didn't have Daphne. That was
exactly
tricky moment in my life, being the only animator.
But I also... Sorry, you didn't finish. I'm sorry. You okay? Okay, sure. One of the hardest thing during the development is I had to deal with her.
That's true.
And she had to deal with me.
I second everything. I have to deal with both of them.
Well, yeah, Johnny could definitely second that because we three started at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
November J Crew.
Yeah,
the triple J Crew.
We all start the 1st November 2021.
Wow, you remember that?
2020. No, he doesn't remember it.
2020?
Yeah. 2020.
What's 2020?
2021.
Wow.
Yeah, 2021.
No, 2020.
2020.
Jeremy? I thought you were...
Jeremy, you're older than you think you are.
Because of the pizza, but now you're being...
Wait.
More pizza.
I moved here one day before the lockdown in Germany, like full lockdown in Germany, so I remember that.
But it's crazy, you know, it's crazy to say that, oh, I was here in 2020, I was here in 2021, in 2022, and in
it's
2023.
23 now, yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, and look at us. We're playing Mars together.
Exactly, right?
I maybe want to talk about the rule of cool.
Rule of cool, alright. What is the rule of cool?
So, you're playing in a first-person camera, right?
Yes.
And we have this cool border that can sort of say, like, oh, she has a thing on.
Right.
Protect her from the water. But one of the funny things is you're scuba diving. But what if you go forward? What do you see happening?
Hands.
Hands, right?
Yes.
So,
But now,
if you scuba, right?
Yes.
Do you really use your hands to propel forward?
As a licensed scuba diver, because I have an advanced license as a scuba diver, Jill, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So the thing is, though, normally you're not supposed to use your hands. You're supposed to hold your hands close to you, not like diving in a star pose, but like close to you, right in front of you, and you're basically supposed to only navigate with your feet very rhythmically because you're not supposed to be very active. However, there is an exception because diving is for everyone, and even if you have a disability, and for instance, you are missing legs, right? So you have to move forward. In this case, you can use your arms. Or maybe you do have legs, but you don't have the mobility in them. Then in this case, you can use your hands. So technically, there are exceptions. You just have to be very careful about them, and you have to like not hit any wildlife because they can be poisonous. And you have to not hit any metal, like we are diving through right now, because you can also get a disease from that one.
Yeah, how do you call that again?
Tetanus. It has like it has like this funny name. Yeah. So yeah, that is the thing. But yeah, Jill, but what did you want to say about it? Do you say it's like a bit not very accurate?
Well, so apparently it can't very well be accurate, but sorry, I'm also eating pizza.
Enjoy your pizza.
But we really wanted to have that in there because we wanted to showcase the player, give them some player feedback, right? So if you go left, only the left hand, or right, only the left hand shows. If you go left, only the right hand shows. So we wanted to give the player a little bit of a sense of direction, right?
Oh, yes.
So it was a very intentional thing. Also, if you go backwards, for example, I think it should do...
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
I never noticed that she does a completely different animation.
Yeah. I think I made that back in 2020. It was pre-Daphne area, so I made it hard. Daphne is our animator, gameplay animator.
This is so cool.
She did a lot on the gameplay animation end of it. But before the pre-Daphne era, I also dabbled in a lot of these things, and this is one of my contributions. So yeah, it's the little things, but we really wanted the player to get a sense of where they were going.
I really love this. I also remember that in the very early build of the game, young Kathy was basically doing the arm movement non-stop. Whether you were moving or not, she was just constantly just like waving her arms and flapping her like arms out there. But this is wonderful. Also, Jeremy, is this broken ship? Is this ship debris? Is that like a separate model, or is that the reused model of the stuff of the assets that you already had that you just had to sink?
That's really funny because I did nothing here.
Oh, really?
I did almost nothing here. That's one of the levels that I never touch. All the props that you can see actually come from the first game, and it kind of makes sense because why would you see the object I made for the second game in the ocean, right?
True, that makes sense because it has to be the old tech, right? Tech from semi-old tech.
Exactly. And I just wanted also to go back, on the movement of the hands.
Right.
This is where you have to make a difference between maybe the reality and a video game. Like Jill says, to give like a visual feedback and make understand the player that you can go left, right. But also without that, it will be a little bit boring actually to watch. That's the reason why we decide to add, like the Google, like that you feel a little bit more immersive, but also, it's like less boring. You can see that your character interact with the environment instead of like just using your legs. That will be a little bit less entertaining.
I have to agree with you. I think in a lot of things that we see in video games where people say, oh, but that's not immersive, that's not how it happens IRL, and this is not what you do IRL, they don't realize how boring it would be to play that. It's just like you try it and you think that things that are accurate to life are supposed to be 10 out of 10, but it actually proves to almost feel unnatural, sort of. Because we're not quite there. But now, as a certified diver, I can say that it's absolutely fine as long as you're like being safe and maybe Kathy's just like she's too young, and I mean whatever works for her really. I have no idea. I'm supposed to go lock myself
exactly.
in,
Yeah.
but I'm getting lost
absolutely.
here.
I had so many collisions to actually help the player to find the correct direction in that level, because it's quite open. You are in the water, so you
Yes.
can go up, down, left, right, back. And what's the last one? In front? Yes, exactly. So yeah, that's how we are kind of able to help the player to find the correct way. And Zeke, no problem, man. Actually, it's a pleasure to have people who are interested in the game, and it's a pleasure to give you answer to the work that we made.
Yeah, and I love that you're so active. It's really nice.
And everybody who just joined us, hello and welcome, everyone. Hello, Monk. And you can ask Jeremy, who is 3D environment artist, and Jill, who's the lead animator, any questions that you want to. Anything at all. And they do their absolute best to answer them as well.
Here is the first cockpit of the first game.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
You are in that cockpit when you are actually making for the first time the takeoff from the Earth.
True. Because we're sitting right there and we can see Earth from that thing. Nice.
Exactly.
But it's not. It cannot be exactly that one because
no.
I think
it's not that
timeline
one.
doesn't fit, right? It cannot be exactly that one, but it's a similar one, similar model from the similar times.
Also, if you didn't play the first game, technically the cockpit that we see in the first game, it's not on the Earth.
Yeah, it's not really no. Moon Bear, hello.
Hey! Oh, look, he's there.
Moon Bear. There it is.
Okay, I'm good.
There it is.
Yes, exactly.
Alright.
Hello, you.
So the coolest thing in this part of the game, I'm not sure the control for that on keyboard, unfortunately, but if you're playing on the gamepad, even on PC, you can press the left stick to switch between first-person view and third-person view. That wasn't originally planned as well, right? I think
No,
this is something that was
absolutely
also added later on in the development. What was the default one originally? Was it first-person?
Yes,
First
FPS.
person,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Speaking of, like the things that we add kind of really quickly at the end of the game, that's one of those features, definitely.
Why was it decided in the end? What made you do that? I mean, first-person works fine too, right?
I'm not the one who take this decision, but to be honest, for me, it's like it's more immersive, A lot of people say that, FPS, because technically you are the camera, it's more immersive. I strongly disagree. When you can see your character and beautiful Mars.
Beautiful Mars.
Mars is also flat. Surprise.
It doesn't look flat. Come on.
I know.
Life is fake, people. They're all AI generated.
I have a tiny problem.
No,
No,
it's okay.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's like one of the last things that we add, and for me, in TPS, it's pretty good,
I really love it. And also, as you said, we do spend a lot of time in this cockpit, so you had to like
going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
have to make sure it's right.
Exactly.
Love it. Okay, let's quickly rush B through this sequence. I sure hope we can.
Can you?
I think so.
Yes, you can.
I think so. I'm going to do my absolute best there. Right outside we go. Floating outside Mars. I mean, we can technically just kind of go straight for it. Can you, though? Can you go all the way close to it?
Die, attract like the gravity of Mars?
Yes. Can you? Is that a possibility? That like you float forward so fast. Oh, whoops. That you eventually
yeah, but
make it there.
You can see that your O2 are depleting. So are you sure you want to go?
So what's the trick here? Will the O2 deplete faster? Then we'll make it
The
closer.
question is, if you have a river and you want to cross it, then you think you can make it. And there's a large stream.
You'll have to cut it
Do
away.
you still want to go in there?
Are you sure?
Hmm.
Maybe.
Maybe. Because I'm always
Okay,
curious.
then by all means, go there.
Well, oh, she can.
I tried to save her.
She has the scuba diving formula. How do you call that? Help me. Diploma. So she can.
Well, by all
To
means.
Mars. I mean, there we are. It looks like I'm not moving, but I actually am.
Oh, really?
Well, it's
Yeah.
that big. Yeah.
It's that
It's
big
of course.
though. Is that?
If you want to stay during 2 hours, we can try to reach Mars now. Let's go.
What's gonna go faster? I think this is also time for us to stop the stream soon. So this is a good place to stop, I think, while I'm also trying to reach.
Oh.
No, you want to see what happens next?
So, well,
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, it's really funny because I don't know what will happen. I mean, I don't know
Oh
my
my
own
god,
game.
we're too far away now.
Oh, then we have to do this.
All right, let's quickly do that. We need to salvage that. We need to salvage that thruster. This looks fantastic. This is like easily. If people ask me what's my favorite parts of the game are, I say it's all of the parts outside of Zephyr Shuttle. When we are just like in deep space, we do not have anything that links us to the shuttle. It's just us and me and my jetpack. And nobody's stopping me from saying Leroy Jenkins and just kind of get all the way to Mars.
Exactly. But you will.
Yeah.
You will.
But in which way?
The right way.
The right way, the only possible way. She said, I am supposed to... Wait. Disable the thing.
Deactivate the electricity.
Yes,
of
I need
course.
to activate the electricity, but that thing doesn't look quite good. So we're going right here, and then Kathy's going to be like, I don't think I can do it.
Exactly.
The next part is going to be really funny because Claire says you need to cut the things connected, and she's like, you can't miss it. And on my own stream, I was looking for it for good 15 minutes. I was like, where is it? It's got to be somewhere there. But like when I realized that it's right there where I had to cut, it's kind of funny because you don't quite expect that to be here. I was looking at those cables here, closer to the engine. Right.
But I definitely understand you. You know, like right now, she just said that you need to avoid to touch the yellow canister. You know?
Yes.
And of course, yellow is kind of, you know, like a color will pop out in your eyes right now because everything is, you know, like a little bit black or a little bit gray. And it's true that it can attract your attention.
The
but this is
crazy-
something that you need to avoid to touch.
Yeah, but because also in Deliver Us the Moon, everything you had to cut was exactly yellow. We didn't have this cool technology that we have in Mars, where like they show you with the blinking, like little. I'm gonna go first person here. Like these area, they were not highlighted like this. They were basically just objects that were the color yellow, you know. So for me, a person who played Deliver Us the Moon, I was like, oh, this is where I have to cut. Boom, and then cut the canister where I'm supposed to, like, which I'm supposed to avoid. So.
I had exactly the same. The first time I did this mission,
Yeah.
I died because I didn't.
Same. Because for me, everything that looked yellow, I was like, okay. I didn't know that it was supposed to look yellow and be shiny. Also, okay, we got this.
Thanks.
You got this?
I got this. I
You
got
got
this.
this.
I also love how they float in space in 0G, being cut off. Also, they resemble Lego blocks. Like, Lego has exactly the type of block.
I'm a Lego fan and I don't see your.
That wasn't me. I didn't press anything. That wasn't me.
Well,
She's such a canister, you know?
I
Yeah,
see
yeah.
You floating away.
You didn't know
No.
how to aim.
I'm finally going to Mars.
Are you gonna blame us, Devs?
I think this was scripted, 100%.
Oh,
That wasn't me.
No,
That's
no,
not
no, no,
me.
no.
That's not me. That's not me. Oh, this doesn't look good though.
No.
You are in a pickle.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh.
boy.
Time
know-
to come back.
It shoots fireworks.
Is oh no, that the television or is this?
I also love that even if you go third person, the crack is still on your screen. See?
Okay, good to know.
You didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Let's see, it's there. It's on the screen.
Oh,
Too fat.
yeah.
Didn't quite fit in.
You made it.
Ooh.
Me time.
It's you time.
So, funny thing is, this
Yes.
is what people don't know. But for Kid Kathy, we hired a very talented, amazing actress, Luisa Guerrero. I believe. I'm probably
Yes.
butchering it. I
Sounds
do
correct.
apologize. But she did a phenomenal job portraying Kid Kathy.
The forest
but
feels denser now, compared to a few years ago at least.
the voice that you hear is actually from
I know.
a different voice
That's why I
actress.
said feels.
The name
It
eludes
still
me
looks
right
beautiful.
now. Sorry if I.
I think also Annabelle.
And it can become more
Okay.
beautiful again someday.
So Annabelle is actually doing a voiceover, and one of the funny things about this is that you can really,
Okay.
as a deaf, you can
just
see for the first time,
been
for
here in
me
a
at
while,
least,
that's
see
all.
how talented these
You
people
look
are,
sad.
because
No, I'm fine.
their
I'm glad we
actions
get to spend some
in
time
the
together
cinematics
before you have to
and
leave.
the voice acting that came on top of it, because those were two different people, right?
Go on.
So how do you match that, right? So there is a little bit of audio trickery as well, maybe not a little bit, but for me, when I was working with some of the facial animation for Kid Kathy, I put an audio
Are
track
you going to finish the
underneath
story?
in my 3D software where animating,
Where was I?
and
Right, okay. So,
I just
so her mum was
looked at
visiting
the
one of her
video
friends
footage
at a frat
of
party
our
nearby.
actress Louisa,
Frat
and then
party?
listened
Well,
to the audio
It's like a birthday
of
party,
the voice
but instead of
actress.
presents, people just
And it was spot
drink
on, and that was so amazing to
sounds
find out
stupid.
that these people were
was.
so talented
I
that
never liked going to those
on the
either.
simplest of
But I'm glad I
on
did go to this
frame
one.
perfect,
Your mum
they
saw
had
me
their
staring at her
timings
so much
100%
that she
correct,
finally came up
and that made
asked
our
me why I
lives
wasn't
so
dancing.
much easier.
Where
I
were
mean,
you?
don't get me wrong, it was still hard because
seen this.
animation isn't
I
like
told her
something
getting
that
me
just
to
drops
dance
out of
was
the air,
a bad
but
idea, and well,
having talented
proven
people
right.
like these support
What
us
happened?
is,
I hit her
just,
drink out of her hands
you
as I
know, a
was flipping
blessing,
about like a
to be
lunatic.
honest.
Then a piece
Annabelle
of broken glass
Field
got lodged
is
in
the
her
voice
leg.
cast for
Then there was
young
blood
Cat.
everywhere, and
No.
we had to go to the emergency.
Thank you, little voice behind the screen.
Thank you, little voice behind the screen. I love how many different environments we've seen in this
Why
part
did
of the
we fall
stream
in
so
love with
far.
you then?
Because we've seen inside the Zephyr, outside Earth, outside Mars, underwater, and now on Earth as well. Like, in the mere 1 hour, we've switched so many environments in the game already that it just fascinates me, because this is huge props to the team, because you have to build all of those environments, right? And this place, we only spent a very little amount of time here. But it looks so wonderful, and the sound design and the visuals, it's just really great. I really, really, really love it. All right. Let me know where you wanna end. We can do with this part.
Yeah, maybe we can like.
Yes, let's finish with this tutorial part, with this climbing tutorial part.
All right. Yes.
And then we will
Whoa.
wrap it up,
Cool, right?
and I will let you
Who made
Go.
this?
So
Dad,
sad.
Glad this is all still here.
You don't want to go. I mean, we can pull a 12-hour stream, 24-hour
Why
stream.
didn't I get
That's
to go?
Well,
Can I
you
have
were,
pizza?
too young for
What?
that.
More pizza.
more
Are
pizza.
you
Okay,
hugging
Moonbear, come and get
Moon
yours.
Bear now?
Yeah, look, it's so nice, right? Come on, it's so soft. Actually, it's reconforting, you know. Hello,
It's
you.
his little
Hello,
trust buddy.
Hello, buddy. Ooh, gushy, gushy,
Oh,
gushy.
man.
Gushy, gushy. Huh? What? What did you say? Oh no, Jill, you didn't. Oh my God, poor
Yeah,
bear.
God damn it, Jill. What? Why?
I wouldn't put
I'll
it past
check to commence
myself
mission.
either, so I don't know. What the hell did you do, Jill? What the hell?
My foot.
Wow, that's huge
So,
pickaxe for a little
It's
girl.
like the climbing wall
She needs
at
to.
home.
No.
This time,
Also,
it's
I was watching one of the streams when the game came out, and people had also was calling us on quote unquote bullshit, because when you climb, they're saying, yeah, but like
there are
you also
waterfalls to
don't need just pickaxes, you also need hooks on your feet, right? What they didn't notice is that during this cutscene, this is exactly what Dad does. He even says another foot.
Why do I need a
So he
climbing
actually gives her gear not just for her hands on the pickaxes, but he also puts hooks on her shoes as well. So this is where you just have to pay attention, because I was watching that and I was like, come on, like you just have to pay attention to the cutscene. But I can understand what people kind of like want to follow the story and the voice acting and what they're saying rather than what they're doing.
Indeed.
Shout outs to like Bryony Sabbath, Louisa, and Neil Newben. There was so much fun to work with
Alright,
them. Like I
so-
think we spent a little over
Final
2.5 weeks in London,
Go or no go?
and it was just so much crazy fun. And definitely when we made up the story, at least like we came with the story, I think having them as our cast, they helped us elevate the performance to just a new level. I think we couldn't have had this product without them.
Speaking of the cast of the game, tonight at 12 p.m. Pacific time, which I have no idea what time is in the in the European time zone, but sometime tonight, I think in a couple of hours from now, Nicole Tompkins is gonna go live with Deliver Us Mars together with Elise Chappelle and Bryony T-Bot, and the three of them are also going to play Deliver Us Mars. So, which is basically like almost the full cast that are going to be playing the game together. Yes, you have the link in chat, so please feel free to follow Nicole and tune in. And 12 p.m. PT. Julia, can you help me with moving that into the time zone for the European people, for people who live in Europe? Thank you.
You didn't put it in the schedule, so I have to.
Thank you.
Oh boy, someone is mad right now.
Yes, she's fighting. She's really not happy. Also, they are so preoccupied with fighting each other, they were completely not watching Lil Kathy climb.
The same WMO
Yeah.
reports
All
that
that
you should
work
same
guy
news
thing.
you-
Anyways,
You know
I have updates.
Ooh.
9 p.m. this evening, Central European time.
Okay, 9 p.m. Central European time. Tune in to twitch.tv Nicole Tompkins from More Delivers Mars. This time the cast is going to play it. So we had both the devs and the cast play tonight. How amazing is that? Look at us.
Looks like someone did it on purpose. Oh.
No.
Did
No.
we no?
was
No.
quite
Okay.
No.
Okay.
coincidental. So,
No, it's very coincidental because we streamed on Wednesday, because Wednesday is like the best day to stream, I think. In the mid of the week.
Let's put the gear away.
So
Right.
now you want to look at me dead. Okay, sure. Whatever you say, Dad.
Bomb.
Not a big fan of them just kind of giving up on me climbing there. Also, yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Not just the sorry.
Want to
can
go
I-
with us?
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So not only in these cutscenes are the performances. So what you just saw back then, what happened, what
Don't worry.
transpired behind the
Change your
shed,
mind.
is also
we'll
all
be
acted
together?
out, and that's what we call game cutscenes. So gameplay body data animation. So as you can imagine, they only in the
Need a
span
big
of
rest
2.5
before your exams tomorrow.
we didn't only have these cutscenes, which I think through the entirety of the game is about 2 hours.
I have seen cutscenes and cinematics cuts on YouTube with like 4 hours. So
Right.
something I think between 2 and 3 hours of
Yeah.
actual
And
mocap
they
data.
also
is
have
huge.
gameplay stuff.
That's
so
a very
it's a
long
lot.
movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
also, I can bridge to this. You see her with straps on.
Have you been watching me sleep?
And actually,
Yes.
we didn't have the straps. We did have the straps represented in during the shoot, but that was just like some simple robes to restrain the actors, and
Ooh.
we had a lot of fun with that. But it's there. Name. But
brought that for comfort.
obviously, we didn't have the
What do
data
you
of the
expect to
straps
find
recorded.
on Mars?
So what we had to do in the technical animation side of things, we had to devise a
understand
contraption where
what
we
you're
link a mesh which has
Sometimes
a
what we want isn't.
control system on it, link that
It's always
to the
difficult
actor
to
body
do the
data
right
that
thing,
we
and I
collect,
really believe
and
I've always
then
meant well.
make animations to
Dad.
The mesh over the
mesh
character.
of the
Always meant
what did you
well.
say that the straps
The straps,
mesh
yeah.
of the straps. So that was a
Seatbelt.
whole
not
the
always
seatbelt
good at
sentence
doing the
that we
right
call them,
thing.
which
That
are
wasn't an easy
Yeah,
thing to do, right? As I
She
remember.
always tries to do the right thing.
Sorry?
Right.
That wasn't quite an easy thing to do as
Right.
well, too, so
No.
that it
It
looks
was-
He's
good.
always looked out for us. He couldn't help what happened.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not weird for me to want to find him.
One
is
of
it?
the other details that we had really at the end of the game, right?
Yeah, definitely. This was like
I need to know.
Jill
When we get
2
there,
weeks before
you'll make the
releasing
right
Stress Jill. Like, oh wait, nobody has seatbelts. Are these people not safe in these rockets? We need to get them safely to Mars, right?
Right.
And
I said
yeah,
I'd do what's best for the mission. So far, I'm doing just that.
But it's really such an important part, especially in this scene as well too, because she's also struggling with them, right? So it has to like look good, but also at the same time they're in 0G, right? So it's the belts that would also act like 0G belts in yeah.
they needed to respond it to. Like
They
what we-
they needed to respond to it as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Close the shutters for
So,
music effect.
I
Those in
am
front of us were amazed,
oh, I cannot
shocked,
skip this
possibly
one.
delighted.
Do we wanna?
What?
Just the
Well, I was
reveal,
a bad guy, but you can't
because
deny
it's
how
one of
impressive
the
I was.
biggest thing I work on. So.
All right. Just let's do the reveal. Let's do the reveal this one.
Okay.
Let's do the
I might
reveal.
put a bit of a damper on this, but Opera team, I give you Arc Labos.
Ooh. Is Arklabas your labor of love, Jeremy? Is Arklabas your baby?
That's my baby. Look at that, my baby. That's my both babies. That's my babies.
They are very large babies.
Such a proud 3D artist out there. That thing is massive, though, Jeremy.
That's
I
cool,
think
yeah.
that is the scene that
Excuse you?
made many people gasp with awe and just go ahead and say, "Holy shit, this is insanely cool."
Yeah.
What's the actual scale of these things compared to the moonbed that you're holding?
How could they be so far ahead of us?
I will say 20 moon bears for the length,
Let's find out.
maybe 5,000 moon bears for the width, and maybe
Start the pre-docking
What's-
preparations.
what's the last
I'm
one?
doing
Say
the
English?
procedure.
Length,
Depth?
Your
right, and
safe
depth,
is
yeah.
definitely
At least more than 3.
Yeah, and more than 3 for the depth. Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay. Because
Now
I know
we
because I
always
know
have
that
to make
sometimes there are some tricks in video games, you know, when
Supervise the
the
procedure on this terminal.
the actual size of a thing doesn't quite.
CMG and
It looks
controls are released
big
and
for the
available
player,
for
right? But it's
Yeah.
not actually that big.
Waypoint 0
But
to
for
2,
example,
calculation
Mars, you know?
defined.
Yeah.
Waypoint 2
Mars
assigned
should be
to
like
autological function.
huge in
Final
the
go,
game,
no go
and once
pilot,
again,
waypoint
it's just a
2.
plane.
Right, Kathy?
So
Take us
Right. All right. This is where we're gonna stop.
the end?
This is the end for you too, unfortunately.